How can you invent something new in art? What makes someone equipped to call themselves a director? What is a movie? These were questions that Agnès Varda, aka the godmother of the French New Wave, probably thought very little about when she set out to make her debut picture Pointe Courte in the early 50s. Varda, many times since, claimed to have never seen a movie before making one. Well, maybe Citizen Kane, she sometimes confessed, depending on who was asking the question. But when examining Pointe Courte and its parallel relationship to Italian neorealism, it's also tempting to wonder if maybe she was lying? Or maybe it was just kind of time for this sort of thing on the continent. Europe had just experienced multiple psyche-destroying conflicts. Weren't all these directors and critics just all drafting off the same zeitgeist? Or was Varda and the Nouveau Vogue she was credited long after the fact with starting, in fact, a true original?
Welcome to Kale Your Idols, a new Hollywood podcast with your hosts, Sam Ludwig and Elena Gibson.
I am Sam Ludwig.
I am Elena Gibson.
Have we ever introduced ourselves in that way?
Are we using our real names?
Is this plugged into anything? What? Okay, so now we plugged our microphone into our USB. And
do you notice the difference?
The sound quality, God, we're so fucking Tommy Wiseau over here and shit. I didn't know you had to plug the camera into the thing. I taped the two cameras together. Wow, yeah, we're real life podcasters.
Yes.
Look at us.
We are good at this.
Yes, we don't need a technical person.
No, we can do it all ourselves. Aren't you glad you're listening?
Yeah. I'm sure you're very entertained right now. I don't know, I guess, would I find it cute if podcasters that I listened to told me that they didn't plug in for the beginning? I don't know. Hi, welcome to Kale Your Idols. I'm Sam Ludwig.
I'm Elena Gibson.
And the movie we're going to be talking about today is Pointe Courte.
Pointe Courte.
Pointe Courte.
We don't speak French. We're going to butcher everything
And I
today.
don't respect trying to be faithful to the French language. I think that it's funny. It's a funny language to make fun of. I think anytime you're trying to speak French, it's always this ridiculous situation of like, you're like, la pointe. And they're like, no. It's like, and it's like, le pain? No. What are you talking? Like, it's like you're never right. So I feel like it's a language that you can just mock.
You think like French in particular? Or you think you don't respect anybody trying to speak in any language?
I feel like Spanish is easier to pronounce things in. I think, I think French has this weird alien quality for English speakers, maybe. And it's like, they just find it so funny that you can't pronounce things correctly. So, yeah.
So, we're not even going to try to pronounce things. Fuck it. We're just gonna go for it.
Yeah. Well,
Pointe Courte.
Le Pointe Courte. Right, so this is an example of the left bank cinema, the so-called left bank of the French New Wave. So, Elena, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Okay, I guess we should say what left bank is. We kind of like brought it up in the last podcast, right, with Cahiers du Cinéma.
Yeah.
How there's like two sides to French New Wave. I think in the beginning, most people focused just on the Cahiers du Cinéma side as being French New Wave, because you had Godard, you had Truffaut, you had like those famous guys.
The flashies.
Yeah. But later on, film historians were like, oh, right, there was left bank. Some of them just considered Cahiers du Cinéma as French New Wave, and then a lot of others calling it both. Before all of this, when I thought of French New Wave, I thought of Godard. And then I also thought of Truffaut, but I was like, I don't really like Truffaut that much, although I like Jules et Jim. But Godard was the main guy I was thinking of with French New Wave. And then, like, we were researching about this previously, and I was like, oh, left bank, okay. And a while ago, we watched Vagabond, which is by Agnès Varda. Mm-hmm. So we had seen a movie by a left bank director, although it was in the 80s.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of other Varda things. Although, I think at this point, now I've only seen The Gleaner's Eye.
rather than you. But I saw Cleo from 5 to 7 pretty early on in my film exploration.
Yeah, I only saw Cleo from 5 to 7 recently. And I've seen Hiroshima Mon Amour, although I wasn't thinking of it as a left bank film.
And you saw the Demy movies.
Yeah, I've seen the Jacques Demy movies. But, like, I still was thinking of left bank as kind of the more boring version of French New Wave.
Well,
like, less experimental. But I was reading, and now I kind of agree with a lot of people consider the left bank as being even more experimental than Cahiers du Cinéma.
Umbrellas of Cherbourg is a weird-ass movie.
But would you say it's, like, more experimental than, like, Godard films?
I think a lot of Godard films veer into being too experimental to even be functional. So...
But still, like, in terms of which one's more experimental.
I think that is an extremely unusual movie. Like, there's no musical like it. And, yeah, Cleo from 5 to 7, like, I feel like that was a fairly, like, I don't know how many real-time movies there'd been.
Yeah.
Or,
no, it was very groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I would say, personally, I think they're equally experimental.
Yes. Right.
But
it's kind of a weird competition.
Yeah, but, like, I definitely was, like, not thinking of left bank correctly before thinking about this podcast.
Right, like, what is it? Like, I don't know that I really could explain the differences. Can I try?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just try and explain how I view Cahiers du Cinéma and Left Bank.
Yeah.
So Cahiers du Cinéma, to me, is like, these bourgeois films are shit. We have to confront the Renoirs of the world and stuff and show them that there's no cinema on the screen right now. Their view of the world is empty and that aesthetics are all that matter and that aesthetics are a political force in and of itself. And the left bank people, I think, are a little bit more like, I might just try to make like a cool movie that's like interesting, not so confrontational in its essence. Let me try and push cinema forward without viewing myself maybe in quite so overtly revolutionary light.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with any of that.
Okay. So this is just, that's just my stereotype, my broad stereotypes of Cahiers versus Left Bank.
I would say, like, Cahiers, they weren't like, oh, all cinema is shit, because they fucking love American cinema. Right. Yeah. And American cinema is not trying to do anything, like, very highbrow or whatever. It's just movie making. And so they were kind of, like, anti...
So is Left Bank more social justice-y?
Yes, that's what everybody says.
Right, so aesthetics versus social justice, versus maybe more from message.
I think there's still plenty of aesthetics in Left Bank, but I think Cahiers du Cinéma... Let me see. There was a quote.
They're also kind of avowedly fascist, right? Because they're all about auteur theory and stuff. Should I not?
Why does that like
I feel like I've heard them say. I feel like I thought somebody said this. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, don't listen to me.
They're fascists.
The idea of the auteur theory is kind of a little dictatorial.
Varda believes in cinécriture, however you pronounce that word. Yeah. So it's just a similar thing as auteur theory, where she believes that the film is authored by somebody who writes, directs, edits, casts, etc. So all aspects of the film have been chosen deliberately to create meanings. So she kind of also like has like an auteur perspective.
She's so present in her own work.
Yeah.
And in so many ways.
Yeah. I think that the Left Bank directors are also auteurs. This is a nice quote from Claire Clouzot, a French director, but also journalist. And she said, the filmmakers of the Left Bank are inspired by artistic eclecticism. As creators, they are interested in the flow of mental processes rather than cinephilic fanaticism. So the cinephilic...
I think it's a little bit like what I'm saying.
But the cinephilic fanaticism, that's like the Cahiers du Cinéma. Like they're just
I feel like I portrayed a cinematic fanatic pretty effectively just now.
But you said politics. And one big thing is people think that like Left Bank people
are more
care. Yeah, they are like having social justice issues in their movies, whereas Cahiers du Cinéma is just making a cool movie.
And it is a political decision to make it about aesthetics.
Perhaps.
Maybe not.
Maybe they think that.
I think that would be the kind of justification that you have to make to write in your essay in Cahiers du Cinéma or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that the Cahiers du Cinéma, they're just always having a hard-on for film above anything else.
Yeah.
And Left Bank is...
They weren't really that into Italian neorealism, right? The Cahiers people?
Like, the Left Bank people have a lot of documentary style stuff.
Yeah, you could see the Italian neorealism influence on Varda very clearly, and she says so. But she said she hadn't seen those movies, right?
Like,
that's right.
No, like, everybody's like, oh, your films look like Italian neorealism, but she's not seen any Italian neorealism before making this movie.
I know, yeah.
So I think she arrived at it independently.
She's like, maybe neorealism not so Italian? Maybe the French can get into this realism business?
Yeah, so I think like documentary style interwoven with experimental. Like something in like La Pointe Courte and also Hiroshima Mon Amour where you've got like documentary style but then crazy experimental stuff in between.
A lot of couples having a chat.
Yes, well
in the left bank.
That's also Cahiers, right?
Yeah, but often they're having a chat about a jewel heist or something like that.
No, like in Pure Le Fou, there's plenty of like Ferdinand and Marianne discussing like their relationship in a very like, it's just so French to just monologue your heavy thoughts.
This movie involves a couple having a very long conversation, and we will get into our thoughts on how deep and interesting of a conversation I think they're having, but maybe we'll get into that a little bit later.
Left bank is, well, okay, let's say, like, where did the term come from? Nobody knows. Some people say it's Godard. Some people say it was this critic, Richard Rhodes. Some people say it's Claire Clouseau. Nobody really knows where the term came from. Yeah. But whatever, who cares?
Was it one of those things where it's kind of like hip-hop or something, where it started off maybe as a derogatory term, but then was adopted?
I don't think so. I think all the people who are credited with it, like Godard and these critics and journalists and stuff.
I love the left bank.
Yeah, they were like into it. La Pointe Courte got good reviews from Cahiers du Cinéma people.
Of course. How could you not like Varda or Demy? Like,
what
kind of inhuman monster wouldn't like Jacques Demy or Agnès Varda?
Well, okay, let's list who the directors of Left Bank are.
Yes.
There are three main players in Left Bank. There's Chris Marker.
Have I seen anything?
He did La Jetée.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have seen that.
Which I've seen. And I think everybody should go watch La Jetée because it's only 30 minutes and you can find it on YouTube for free. And it's cool as fuck. And if you don't know, it is what 12 Monkeys is based off of, which is that Brad Pitt movie.
Yes, the Terry Gilliam film. They expanded it into a larger film, I would say, to good effect. You think to its detriment, maybe.
I did not like 12 Monkeys. It just felt icky to me. And I thought La Jetée was really cool and simple. It just, like, told this story. And it was a predictable story, but that's fine. Like, it was cool. The real cool thing about La Jetée is that it is made entirely from photograph stills.
Right.
And then there's narration over top.
Seems like quite an easy way to make a movie.
Yeah. I mean,
like, why doesn't everybody just do that? Just like, take a couple pictures, say a couple words, it's only a half hour?
Yeah, honestly, like, it looks really cool.
It looks great.
And it probably was fairly easy to make, so like everybody should do it again. Like try out.
Although maybe you need a lot more pictures than you would have to have setups within that time frame. I don't know.
There were a lot of pictures. There were a lot of pictures that were like clearly within the same scene.
Yeah, that's
somebody's
true.
face was just slightly different.
Right, yeah.
Anyways, everybody go see La Jetée.
It's a great movie.
But I think Chris Marker's work is harder to watch. La Jetée isn't necessarily like that representative of his work because it's the only purely fiction movie he made. But it's like really hard to see.
If it might be real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
La Jetée's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know. You wouldn't know. That's the whole thing.
There is an apocalypse that happened. Everybody's living underground right now.
Hey, I mean, it's certainly very prescient about the times we live in. Anyways, sorry. So that's his only fictional film.
His only purely
fictional film. Everything else is a mixture of documentary and
fiction. From what I could tell. But it's a lot of his early work, you can't even see it. Marker himself does not endorse public screenings of his early work, so I think it's hard to engage that much with him. But I'd like to see more stuff by him.
Sure.
The three main people are Chris Marker, Alain Resnais, who did Hiroshima Mon Amour, and last year at Marienbad.
Jerry Garcia, one of Jerry Garcia's favorite movies.
Really? Last year at
Marienbad, yeah. It was like one of the first, like, there's some conversation somebody had, just he was like, I like a lot of like weird movies. And they're like what? And he's like, there's this movie last year at Marienbad. It's like, what a crazy pull all of a sudden.
Jerry's cool.
Jerry was very cool about movies. Yeah.
Okay, so the three people, Chris Marker, Alain Resnais, and then Agnès Varda. So they're like the three core people. And we're talking about Agnès Varda today.
Yes.
Demy is often listed, but he's more of like
doing
a side person.
Thing.
Like Jacques Demy.
He's like considered Mr. Varda within the left bank.
Yeah,
that's
he's
cool.
Like by association.
That's fun.
Pulled it, which
that's
really
that's
cool.
one of the all-time power couples, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the all-time just like, hey, we're both just awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's no jealousy.
Yeah.
We both do really different shit.
They collaborated.
They collaborated. They clearly were so in love.
Yeah. No, I loved. Yeah. We watched Varda by Agnès.
Yeah.
Which is a documentary that Agnès Varda made about herself.
One of several documentaries she made about herself.
I think one of two. Maybe not several.
Well, I mean,
She made the beaches,
and also
yeah.
The Gleaners and I. It's a lot about her.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. So.
It's a lot about I.
The eye's right there.
She is the I. Yeah.
Well, it's one that she made like late in her life.
Yes.
And hearing her talk about Demi, it's just so sweet. She loved him so much.
Yeah.
She's a romantic.
It's true. She was a real cutie when she was young. She kind of looks like that woman from Garfunkel and Oates. What's her name? They should get her to play young Agnès Varda if they ever do that.
I think she looks very strange at all ages. She's got this adorable bowl cut, and she was like, yeah, I had that even before it was like in fashion.
I believe it. She's a person who looks like herself. She looks just the way she looks.
Yeah. It's a cool look. And when she was older, the top ring of her hair was white and the bottom ring was
And it
purple.
looked like it wasn't a growing it out thing. Like she was like, I love this.
Yeah, I think it was on purpose. And she said that like, you know, her her grandkid said it was very punk. And she said something like, it's better to be laughed at by your grandkid than have them think you're a bore. And she said there's plenty of grannies who are very boring.
Yeah. She's hardcore.
She's hardcore.
She's very,
but she's adorable.
Yeah, exactly. No, she's like, right, like she's like a cute version of Catherine Bigelow or something like that. Like, kind of adorable, I should say. Catherine Bigelow's plenty cute. But
Bigelow's more like fierce.
Yeah, Bigelow is more Lady Boss fierce kind of thing.
I just keep thinking about in the documentary when Varda, I guess in The Gleaners and I, when she was making it, she found the heart-shaped potato. And then she became really into that. And like let it sprout and then like made this whole like art exhibit around this heart-shaped potato.
Finding this heart-shaped potato is what led to her becoming a visual artist. Seemingly, right? Like that was like her first...
Oh, no, she started off as a photographer.
No, but like getting these like great, like that was what she would describe as. She was like, this led to me becoming that thing which we call a visual artist.
Did she say that? Because like the timeline in that documentary is
like,
bouncing all around.
You're right.
It was hard to say like where, like what was the start. But if she said that, that's interesting.
Well, I think that's where she started getting more, like doing more conceptual art and stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Having these.
You can fact check if we have any fans who are related to fact check. And go ahead.
Ooh.
Fact check us on
fact check it. Yeah, that sounds fun.
But there's like this for like this exhibit she made. She was like, "Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, right.
Please be dicks."
Yeah, right. Okay, so what were you saying?
For the exhibit she did with the potatoes, she wore a potato costume.
Oh,
and
it
it wasn't just that she like dressed all in brown. It was this big round potato, and she looked so fucking cute.
Yeah, one imagines just like her seeing it and being like, "It is marvelous." Like you can imagine, like she's just like a Herzog about cute, weird little things.
Yeah.
Just like, this potato is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
kind of,
absolutely. Like, she does have like cute lady Herzog energy.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I think that gave her the nickname Dame Patate. And apparently after she died, everybody left a bunch of potatoes on her street outside of where she lived.
I love her so much.
It's so cute. She loved potatoes. She loved flip-flops, which I can relate to. I fucking love flip-flops.
Yeah.
One time, my roommates and I had a party.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, where you had to dress as, like, your favorite inanimate object. And if that sounds like a cool party idea to you, it was my idea. So.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And you were
I had dressed as a flip-flop.
You were a flip-flop?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little hard to tell what I was, so everybody was like, oh, I know what you are. You're a tampon, or you're a used period pad, or you're a vagina. Like, nobody got that I was a flip-flop.
Flip-flops are inherently George O'Keeffe-esque.
I think maybe I just don't have the best artistic
You maybe
skills.
had the reproduction on the mind when you were designing.
No, stop projecting onto me.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not the one that everybody was viewing that way.
No, I think everybody else was projecting shit onto me. I wanted a flip-flop.
I think Varda would welcome a conversation about
Hell yeah.
about women's health.
She's so big on women's issues.
Yes, with abortion rights and
Varda's one of the 343 women who signed the manifesto of the 343 admitting that they had an abortion despite it being legal in France at the time. So that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
She's like, I did this illegal thing.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, like that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I really respect that a lot.
Yeah. We're really heroes for talking about menstruation on the Varda podcast.
Yeah, that's what everybody should be doing.
We're signing our own name to our petition.
Yes.
Okay. Before this, we were talking about Varda and Agnes.
Oh, things that she likes.
Things she likes.
Like we were saying, potatoes.
Potatoes.
Flip-flops.
Women's reproductive health.
Yes. And then, is there anything coming to mind when you think about the movie?
Poor people.
No.
Okay. Cats?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cat.
that's what I was thinking.
She is the
Yeah.
cat lady.
She loves cats.
She
That's what I was
loves
thinking.
cats. She loves cats.
Well, and our cat's being pretty cute right now, actually.
Yes, but kind of
appropriately.
annoying. It
Kind of
makes a
annoying.
sound.
Yeah, cats.
Yeah,
I could tell.
Yeah, the last picture on her Instagram before she died was a picture of her cat sitting on her director's chair.
Oh, that's so cute. She's like, I am passing my spirit into this cat now. She died last year, right?
Yeah, 2019.
2019.
So
Okay,
still
right.
fairly
So
recent.
fairly recent,
Yeah. She also, her cat Mimi won the Palmed Whiskers for its role in Faces Places. It shared it with the kitty from The Square that also won that year.
Okay, that's funny. I'm sure like a lot of people were just like, the fix is in.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, Agnès Varda's cat.
So I think that's so freaking cool.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, in this quote from a movie journalist, Jonathan Kirshner, said that her films, they have a lot of themes in them. Specifically, okay, La Pointe Courte has a lot of themes that she would later revisit in her films, namely a blend of documentary and fiction, detailed attentiveness to the economic conditions of the working class, subtle observations about the gender dynamics of social and family relations, and of course, the notable presence of cats.
Yes. No, yeah, that's the way I like my feminist work. Very subtle. Just not hitting me over the head with it. No. But it's true, though. She's an interestingly feminist filmmaker. Like, you know, like she widely considered to be extremely feminist.
Yeah.
But her movies are rarely about feminism. She has one or two movies that are about abortion.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's about just women.
Yeah. But like
And-
women
but-
presented
and women-
in an interesting light.
Women presented in an interesting light.
And like actual characters.
Definitely actual characters, but also like subtle things where you're viewing what it's like to be a woman.
Yeah.
In the world,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
what the condition of being a woman can mean.
But and her female characters, they're not like heroes. They're not, you know, like they're like very flawed.
Totally.
But real people.
Cleo is amazingly flawed.
And like the woman in this.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into in a second.
Yeah, she has a character. Anyways, come on.
Okay. We can discuss.
Yeah.
Pauline Kael said about Cleo from 5 to 7. If we have not explicitly said, Cleo from 5 to 7 is another film by Agnès Varda, probably her most famous one.
Probably most famous one.
Very experimental, very cool.
You should see it.
Everybody should watch it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of those. Yeah, you'll instantly get it. It's great.
Yeah. I didn't realize this. It has cameos from Godard and Anna Karina. I knew Anna Karina, but like, I didn't realize Godard was also in it.
No, I didn't either.
Anyways, Pauline Kael said about Cleo, it is one of the few films directed by a woman in which the viewer can sense a difference. Agnès Varda sustains an unsentimental yet subjective tone that is almost unique in the history of movies. So she thinks it is one of the few films directed by a woman in which you can sense a difference. I disagree.
You don't think that's true. I think that's, yeah.
Basically saying, like other women direct... I mean, maybe it was, like, at the time of the quote, but, like, when you watch a movie directed by a female, I think you could totally tell.
You can tell how hard Leni Riefenstahl is perving on those dudes. You can tell she just thinks they're so cute. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, in Olympic,
I know.
about the Olympics, yeah, she's really focused on those male bodies.
That's Leni Riefenstahl behind the camera, just like, these boys are snacking.
But the Nazis, they were also into the male physique.
Yeah.
So
there was kind of some weird stuff going on with Nazis. If you ever thought about it, they were a little weird.
So yeah, I mean, it's a little hard to separate. Was it for Leni Riefenstahl? Was it the female gaze, or was it Nazism?
Yeah, right. Gosh, there have to have been. If there's not an essay on that already, a real sexist essay, it's just like, oh God, somebody should write that.
But yeah, I
I don't know
disagree
which-
with Pauline Kael's quote here. We
Kael's
love
quote.
her, but
Love her.
she's sometimes wrong. But the part of the quote where she says that Agnès Varda sustains an unsentimental yet subjective tone.
Yes.
I agree with that.
No, totally. Cleo is a woman who is almost a caricature of a woman. She's a beautiful actress and singer, and she's like very vain and just obsessed with the way that she looks.
Yeah.
And it paints her in this just like very even-handed light, showing that this is who she is.
Yeah.
She's also a product of society.
Yeah.
But it is also who she is.
Yeah.
And, you know, like...
But she's also like the whole movie, she's very worried that
Right.
she has cancer and is going to die.
You know, I didn't know if we were not trying to give away
Oh, sorry.
But no, it's fine. It's fine. 'Cause the movie is basically like... It's supposed to be real time. It's Cleo from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, but it's only an hour and a half.
It's like, why not just go
I don't know.
the extra half hour and make it actually real time?
Yeah, but she's waiting for test results.
Yeah.
The movie opens with this great sequence where, like, a fortune teller, like, classic, gives you the death card, and it's like, no, but it's not, doesn't mean death. And then she leaves the room, and the fortune teller's like, oh, that chick's about to die. and then, she's waiting on these test results, and that's what the movie is. So she's she's thinking about her health and thinking about life and stuff. So.
And we won't tell you anything about what her test results say.
Right.
But, so she's contemplating death, and she's really worried about it.
Yeah.
But when you're watching it, you're not like, oh, this is the saddest thing ever.
Right. No, it's just like...
Like, you see the perspective, but, not very sentimental.
No.
And same with this movie. Like, there's a part where, like, a child dies.
Yes!
And then she chooses... But it's all, like, a weird setup because it's in this village, and it's really painting this cast of characters in terms of the villagers, and... There's this woman who's painted as the town slut.
Yeah.
She's not a very attractive woman, but she's got 7 kids.
Yeah,
and
right.
the other ladies are talking like, oh, anybody who wants to have a kid with her can just have a kid with her.
Yeah.
And so one of her kids dies. And then it's this very striking scene where the mother is clearly really upset. And then this old woman, we don't know who this old woman is, but this old woman comes in and starts wailing. Kind of like a very mournful wailing thing. And then all the other women from the village are like poking their head in the door to watch. And at first you're like, oh, they're going to finally like... You know, they were talking shit about her, but they're going to support her in this time of need. But, like, they're just gawking from the door. They're not really participating or comforting her or anything like that. They're just, like, gawking at the spectacle.
What do you want to do today? Oh, there's that dead child. Do you want to go pop in? Should we see the dead kid? Yeah. What else do we have to do? We're the idle poor.
It's just weird because, like, I mean, that is what you are as the audience. Oh, what a spectacle! But
oh, what a spectacle!
But like, it's sad, but also then
it's not painted.
It's
not portrayed as being very sad. It's
Yeah.
portrayed as being a little shocking.
Yeah.
But also, like you're saying, the mom is kind of very shell-shocked, and she has a bunch of other shit to worry about. She's got a bunch of kids.
And then later
So
you hear that, like, the one kid got hit because his brother died or something. So it's implied that this woman's also, like, beating her children.
Yeah.
And then later, like, there's a scene that, like, when everybody else is at the dance, they just show her at home with her kids, and she looks sad. So it is, like, even-handedness and showing sad things, but not being overly sentimental about it.
Right. No, yeah, there's a Dickensian element to a certain amount of Varda's work. Can we talk about her relationship to poverty?
Sure.
Do you want to just jump into this?
Yeah.
You want to maybe set the scene of how this movie got made and, like, what it is?
Yeah, okay, I think this is important. She made it when she was 25.
Yeah.
She did not have any experience as a filmmaker. She later said that sometimes she thinks if I had seen some masterpieces, maybe I wouldn't have dared to start. Which I think is really interesting when you see amazing shit and you're like, oh, I can't make that. So it's cool that she just jumped in. As we mentioned before, everybody says, oh, your film's very neorealism, but like she'd never even seen any of that. Yeah. And she was a photographer. And we saw in the documentary Varda by Agnes, we saw some of her photographs, and she was a really good photographer.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a thing. Is this still a pipeline? Because, you know, Kubrick and, like, Varda, like, there's so many, like, photographers turned directors.
Like, I think it makes sense because you're setting a shot up.
I think people who get into photography now are into photography. And people who are into making videos are into making videos.
Yeah, there should be more back and forth.
I don't know. Anyways.
All you photographers out there, think about film.
And she really embraced the digital revolution in cameras.
Oh, yeah, she loved, yeah.
Having
in the documentary,
the portability
talking
of
about
stuff.
that. Yeah,
she couldn't have made Gleaner's Eye without small cameras.
Yeah, you can get up close and capture things that you can't capture with the big one. And that's, like, really cool that she changes with the time. She's not stuffy. She's, like, very interested in, like, whatever the new modern thing is.
Yeah, totally.
Which is inspiring and refreshing because, like, these, like, you know, I just think of European directors, like, I love them, but I think of them as being very
contained to a time period, too, often.
Yeah, but that's not her.
Not at all.
But yeah, she started as a photographer, a really good one. And so she said she approached this film in that way, where she would set up the shots as if she was setting up a photograph and then would film it from
It's a beautifully shot film.
It's so beautiful, yeah. There's some really lovely shots in it.
Yeah.
But
a beautifully shot film of, like, not a beautiful place.
I mean...
But she is all about finding the beauty in the ordinary or the extra dingy.
I think that she thought it was a beautiful place. Like, she went to this place...
Right.
The place is La Pointe Courte, the title, a fishing village in France. And she had a friend who was dying and who was from Pointe Courte and wanted to visit it one last time but couldn't because they were dying. So Agnes went and shot footage of the place to bring it back and show her friend.
Yeah.
But then was inspired by the place there and decided she wanted to make a movie there. And
did the friend live to see the movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll finish it. I gave you the pictures.
I think she still gave the footage, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And she, like, started her own co-op in order to fund it.
Seems like a good friend.
She does seem like a good friend.
There was this whole movie that she made that was just, like, her friend who was an actress and wanted to, like, showcase all of her abilities to play all these different roles. And she was like,
so sweet.
I'll make a movie. You don't remember this?
No.
In the document, in Varda on
That was her friend?
Yeah, she was like, I was hanging out with this actress, and she was like, my career's not really going where I want. She's like, well, let's just make a movie and show you doing all this crazy shit.
Oh, like that's Ed Wood, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. And then they made another movie starring her within that movie, and then they returned to that movie. They're just like,
That's
she's
so
just
nice.
like, yeah. Like,
I loved when they showed us her relationship with that guy. There was Faces Places, her documentary style movie where, like, she partnered with another guy where they would take pictures of people, blow it up real big, and then put the pictures up on buildings or structures and stuff. And she just had, like, this was like a younger guy and she was an older lady, and they just had the cutest relationship.
I know, right? Yeah, no.
They looked like they were having so much fun all the time.
It did look so fun.
Yeah.
Totally.
I wish I could have been friends with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so her making this
God,
movie.
we're just dick riding Agnès Varda. So.
I love her. You know, when I saw Vagabond, I was like, this is cool, but I didn't, like, love it.
See, so I love... When I say La Pointe Courte isn't traditionally beautiful, I love, like, a nice fucked up neighborhood. I love, like a movie that's got people being gross and shit. You don't love this as much.
No.
This is not really your thing.
No, but I don't think of La Pointe Courte as, like, showing grossness.
No, like Vagabond is kind of that.
Vagabond,
and that's what she is kind of into to a certain degree.
Yeah.
She likes seeing poor people in the dirt, so to speak.
I just don't think she views it in that way. Like, I think that, like, she...
Well, so can we talk about this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm struggling with this because it's like she's somebody who, like, so like Dickens, right? Like Dickens is, like, obsessed with the poor. He writes, like, books that are designed to be like a social treatise, and also A Christmas Carol, as we've talked about many times, was designed to inspire charity in the rich. Like, it was a political tool where he was like, I want to use art to get people to care more about the poor, right? And help the poor. And Varda, she's clearly interested in poor people. But, like, do you think that she fetishizes it a little bit? Or, like, that she thinks that it's like, oh, this is so interesting. Look at this way of life. Or is there any element of that? Or is it comes off as very respectful. Like, I'm not saying that she ever feels exploitative, but she is somebody who's clearly obsessed with hanging out with poor people and, like, filming and stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay, I maybe she does fetishize it a little bit, because I'm thinking about in the Varda by Agnes documentary, she talks about making The Gleaners and I, and she encounters this one guy who she sees a lot picking up food, and she starts following him, and then she starts hearing some of the things he's saying about the food, like, oh, this has a really great nutritional value, like, here's all the, like, nutrients and stuff, and it's almost like she's like, oh, I realize this guy's actually smart. You know? Like,
right.
But, like, at first, like, that wasn't the perspective she was having.
Yeah, but again, I don't mean to hit this so hard.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it, like, because it's like she does mind that trench a lot.
I think it is...
It's clearly a genuine thing for her.
I think it is perhaps a valid criticism, but maybe not an awful enough thing.
Not even a criticism, more just an insight, I think, into her psyche. Like, she's not somebody who's like, I have to expose the terrible slum conditions so that people have to do something about it.
Right.
It's like, look at this crazy room. Or like, look at how this person's sleeping.
Yeah.
Not wild.
It's probably the perspective that most photojournalists probably have, where it's like, you're showing these conditions, but you're also showing it as, oh, this is a beautiful shot.
Exactly. Yeah. No, she finds a lot of beauty in grunginess.
I did not feel like the town felt grungy at all. I thought it was cool. I loved seeing all the weird fishing gear. There were, like, cool shaped nets and stuff, cool tools that I've never seen before. All this stuff I've never seen before. There was, like, this one shot.
She loves processes.
Yeah, like, process of things. There was this one shot where there were, like, eels and crabs sliding down this chute.
Yeah, I love that.
And that looked super sci-fi. And then after that, there was this guy stirring what looked like a bubbling thing of mud, so it's like a cauldron, and it looks so sci-fi. I don't know, it's just really cool.
No, yeah, that was one of my favorite things about this movie, is the idea of this being the origin of the food for France, too. You know what I mean? It made me think about where your food comes from, and the journey of, like, this meat coming from the farm, it came from the animal.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all.
I like that a lot. Like, because there was stuff about bread, right? Was there stuff about bread?
Was there stuff about bread?
Am I thinking of a different movie?
I don't remember any bread.
Yeah,
I don't remember any bread in this movie.
Any bread.
No bread. Nobody ate bread.
Maybe that was in a different... Yeah, no. It was something where she was talking about seeing this guy score the bread.
Oh, that was in her documentary.
It was in her documentary, right.
Yeah.
A different thing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
She made her own production company in order to make this film happen.
Sick.
Her own, it was like her own co-op in order to make this happen. And then later that production company, she used it to make the rest of her films and Demi's films, and also their son, Matthew Demi, he's made a film through this production company called Americano. It has Selma Hayek in it.
One of the longest existing production companies ever.
You think so?
Yeah. Most production companies fold after a while.
Yeah, I mean,
DreamWorks didn't last 25 years.
I don't think it's made a lot of I don't think it's made that many movies outside of The Family, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So maybe it doesn't really count. I don't know.
Okay.
But she made this movie for $14,000, which is a quarter of the budget that other feature films of the era were made for, including 400 Blows and Breathless.
And I would not say that this movie doesn't look like it was made cheaply. I don't. No, it's not I'm so amazed with what she did with such a small budget.
No,
it's
true.
It seems like that.
But it still achieves a really cool visual effect.
The film is cinema.
Yes. Okay, but now let's dive into the film.
Yeah. Let's talk about So
to the main things. Yeah.
So there's the dead kid, which honestly is kind of a throwaway part of the movie. It's kind of another thing that happens. The two main storylines are it's got a great setup, which is literally, I wrote this down. People talking, it's there's a guy over by the fig tree, nobody knows him. I was that's a great setup.
Yeah.
Because there's a small town, and they're there's this fucking guy over there. Nobody knows who this guy is. What's the deal with that guy, And it turns out this guy is a health inspector.
Yeah.
And there's complaints about the way that they're handling the fish.
No, there's bacteria in the water.
There's bacteria in the water. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Can you...
Sure, yeah, because they don't explain it really well. It's piecemeal throughout. It's nice that it's just throwing you in.
Yeah, this part is left oblique. The other part is left very not oblique. I'm sorry, but go on.
So the concern here is that in the part of the water that's closest to them, there's bacteria in the water. Yeah. It seems like their main thing isn't fish. It's these shellfish things.
Right.
I don't even know.
Crustaceans and crabs and shit.
I think they're these I don't know.
Mollusks? Clams?
I think it's neither mollusk nor clam, but some
oysters?
No. Name another one.
Scallops?
Scallops?
Yeah.
Scalloped potatoes? Is that actually?
Yeah, they're getting scalloped potatoes.
No, I don't think I've heard of scallops.
I think scallops have a shell. I think there was this whole argument in the movie Barbershop kind of proving who's smart. Because somebody says scallops are shellfish, and everyone's you're a fucking moron. And then he's no, they actually are a mollusk. They have two things around technically making them a shellfish and stuff. I was this is what Ice Cube views as what smartness is. Anyways.
I think that's on point with what other people think too.
It's a barbershop. It's a fact. It's a movie about a barbershop too, so it's a kind of trivia fact would be the kind of...
I mean, that's so big right now.
Pre-internet, pre-cell phone age. I'm sorry, I have to stop talking about barbershop.
No, but currently it's everybody wants to prove that they're interesting by listing off facts about animals.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's annoying.
God, yeah. What do you think? What kind of movie do you think Varda would make about one of these influencers out here or something? That's the movie I would see.
She was on Instagram.
That's
I bet
true.
she'd kind of like them.
Yeah, I think she.
I think she would embrace them.
Yeah, you're right. Do you think Varda has cinematic enemies of any kind? You know what I mean? I feel like she's
I don't think she has any.
I think she's a la carte. I think she's I'll take it all.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
I shouldn't even like movies that much before she started making them. So yeah.
There you go.
So Alain Resnais edited this film.
Okay.
The guy who made Hiroshima Mon Amour.
Yeah.
And apparently he was reluctant to edit it because he was this is so similar to the movie I want to make.
I know. I was just about to say was he influenced? No, it's who. He's just holy fuck.
Yeah. He was this is exactly what I want to do, but okay,
I want to do
help
this,
you
but
out.
maybe with a little more Hiroshima. Can we do this, but maybe where the first atomic bomb was dropped? And that's obviously an interracial relationship. And
probably maybe a better movie.
A much better movie, in my opinion. I think this movie is all right.
I think it has some beautiful shots. It has some really cool stuff. Very experimental. A great way to kick off the French New Wave.
Yes.
A lot of people credit this as being the first French New Wave film.
They do, and I could see that. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff that you could tell people were I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
You can feel Yeah, but I'm sorry. But this couple, okay? So like
wait. Maybe we should go. We didn't even explain what the shellfish.
No, so there's this Board of Health thing where this guy is coming because there's an issue, and they're trying to ignore it.
Yeah, okay, so
Like,
the issue is that there's bacteria in the water. They're supposed to be going to the water farther away that's safe.
Yes.
But it's like, then it takes longer to get there,
Right.
so they're not as productive. But yeah.
Their ultimate decision is to ignore it. They're just going to ship the contaminated stuff anyway.
So I read some articles that when they describe the plot, they're like, yeah, this fishing village that's just being harassed by the Board of Health, just being anti, like...
I think so.
There are literally scenes where the people from the village are like, we went and got an outside source to test our water, and it came back, there's bacteria, so they must be in cahoots.
Right, exactly. No, yeah, it's very,
But they're like, yeah, the Board of Health comes in, they're very like, get out of here, you guys suck. But then there's a scene where there are like a couple of fishermen who are talking with one another, and one guy's like, maybe we should try to get this like lagoon being made so that we don't have to worry about poisoning people when we're working.
And the guy's like, next time. I've already filled up the box. We will ship it away.
I just think it's like interesting showing the fishermen as being like, you know, you guys are like just hating on the little people or whatever, but like then they're all like, maybe they have a point.
I think at least the idea of that storyline is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Again, the execution, it's very much the B plot.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yes, definitely.
The A plot is a couple goes and talks about their relationship in a way that is extremely self-indulgent and yet saying very little. So, okay, I think what made me think about, because it starts off, their conversation is kind of interesting, I think. It's kind of what made me think about the idea of fetishizing poverty. Because I think that's kind of what their argument is about. Because, like, so basically, he's from Pointe Courte.
Yeah.
And she is a...
Parisian.
She's a Parisian city blonde woman.
Yeah.
And she walks by, and all the guys in the village are like,
she's hot.
a pretty woman.
She's like very much a city woman.
She is a
She's
she
like
is a
wearing
sophisticated
city clothes.
Right. She does not feel like she fits in initially. And right, she is saying to him in a way like, why are you wanting to be here? This place obviously sucks. Why are you like, he is claiming like, no, this is where I can truly be me. I can feel and breathe, and like, this is where the real people are and stuff. And I think she's kind of saying like, you're fetishizing this idea of having the simple life. Did I misread this?
Is that your main takeaway from their conversation?
No, the beginning part.
I think it's a little hard to follow.
No, it becomes...
Yes.
No, they go out and then they talk about everything involved in their relationship.
I mean, the basic thing is...
And say nothing.
She gets there and she's like, look, I want a divorce. And the whole movie is them discussing whether or not they should get a divorce.
Yes. But it's also like he wants to live there. And that's part of what...
I don't think so.
Really?
I think he just wants to show her where he came from. I don't think he wants to live there.
Really?
Yeah. He just wants to show her, like, this place is important to me. And yeah, she definitely is in the beginning, like, why do you want to come here?
Right, like she's...
But I don't think they want to live there.
That would certainly raise the stakes a little bit. If they were having an argument about...
I don't think Agatha was thinking too much about how you should build stakes into movies.
Yeah, no, I know. So what the fuck do you think their conversation's about?
About whether or not they should get a divorce.
Yeah, but then they go on and they have all of these conversations about the nature of seeing somebody truly and whatever, you know, like...
I mean, it's this thing where they talk at length.
It's a real conversation in a way.
Yes.
In that they're just going around in circles, saying nothing. They just have these feelings and these agitations that they're kind of having independent of each other. Like, he's very detached in a way, and she's intense but also detached from the conversation in some way. Like, she's having a monologue a lot of the time.
Yeah, you are detached watching it because they're going on these cerebral monologues, but then the whole time it's like serious content. It's like, should we get a divorce? Should we not?
Yeah.
But then the whole time these like whimsical, silly music's playing, and so I feel like the movie's kind of mocking them.
And I feel like she decides to not divorce him halfway through the movie. It seems like she's like halfway through the movie, he's like, "Are you still mad?" And she's like, "No, not really."
But I think they're
like,
still deciding at the end.
Yeah, they're still, right. You're right.
I think
there's not as much acrimony, but maybe it's still a question of whether they're right for each other.
Yeah, it is confusing why she thinks they should leave each other because, you know, she says like she'll
it's like
leave.
I'm a different person than you think, or like it's kind of we've grown apart.
I don't know. Like, she says at one point, like, she'll leave him in peace because you only talk about happiness. So I think she views him as somebody who just wants happiness, and she's super cerebral, and she wants more.
They're talking the city versus country thing. I think she's saying, like, he's saying, I'm serene and happy in this place, and she's like, this place sucks, there's no water, there's no whatever.
Totally.
And then you can't... I can only think in Paris, and he's like, no, this is the real place. Paris is the terrible place.
I don't think he's like, Paris is terrible.
No, but he's like, this is the real people.
I think he's like, showing... I think there's this whole, like, idea in this movie, and I wanted to talk about this, like, how important is it to know where somebody came from for when you're in a relationship?
Yeah.
It seems really important to him that she understands where he came from, and it seems like she gets it at the end. Like, she's like, I understand you better.
Well, once she sees the boat jousting.
I mean, the boat jousting's fucking cool as shit.
I get it now. Okay, you got me.
I think it's when they walk inside the ship and they're like hanging out in this really cool, like, it's like where I used to come as a child, and she's like, this is actually kind of cool. Like,
yes, water involves boats, not just trains.
No, it looked
trains and boats in this movie.
Yeah, there's like this really weird shot where like they're in the middle of a meadow and this old train is like creaking by so slowly, and it makes the most grinding noise, and it's like, who is on that train?
Yeah.
Where are they going?
Well, it might be a grain.
It seemed like a ghost. Yeah, maybe it was like a farming train. I don't know. It was very clearly Varda like saw that train go by and was like, that's going to my movie.
yeah. Well, the train represents obviously like getting away from this place or coming.
Like, I think in that exact moment it didn't, because it was so creaky sounding.
She was like, oh, it's coming. Yeah.
And like, I don't think anybody like would think about like using that particular train to get anywhere fast.
Not the most cinematic train.
No, very cinematic.
Nah.
Just not very good at being a metaphor for getting away.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So,
wait, the jousting though, you should look up on YouTube the jousting, because it's fucking cool. Like, the boats they have for it are like so specific that I was like, did they make these boats just for this? But like, jousting has a long history. The first jousting championship in France was in 1901, so there's some water jousting.
1901? Oh, water jousting.
The first water jousting championship.
I see.
So I think it's been like a thing for a while. But it looks real fucking cool. They've got like these cool boats, and like they're not wearing helmets. It looks super dangerous.
Yeah.
But it looks so fun.
No, it's American Gladiators, basically, except in France.
Yeah. Watch the YouTube clip for that.
So it's about, you gotta know where somebody comes from.
Yeah, like, do you feel like that's true?
In the movie? Absolutely.
No, like in life.
Do I feel like that's true? I think that it is more true, in my experience, for people who are from more humble origins.
I was thinking the same
I
thing.
do think that is something that you hear a lot from people who maybe have gotten out of their hometowns or who grew up poor but aren't anymore.
Yeah.
I do feel like there's a certain amount of either gravitating towards people who get that background, who are from the background, or needing to make that clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting how, like, you keep focusing on...
Am I fetishizing the poor now?
You keep focusing on the poverty, and I really don't
What do you think he's trying to get?
No, it's like a small town life. It's the values are different. This reminded me a lot of, like...
Where you grew up.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's obviously super different and stuff, but, like, I grew up in the country. I'm glad grew up in the country. I think it adds to my perspective in life. I was happy to have shown you my hometown. I don't know if you saw enough of it to like get what the people are like. But when I saw that village, I didn't think like, oh, they're so poor.
Maybe
it just felt like
I'm thinking
life.
of Varda. I feel like it's working people is the way that this movie presents
I think it like shows them as like small town people who they do struggle financially, like this whole thing with the Board of Health and stuff, but that's not the main thing about them. It reminds me very much of like the Fellini movie Amarcord.
I think she views them in this way. The woman, not Varda. Like the woman I think the main woman like does view them as like the huddled masses.
But I don't think we
comes to look at them as people.
Yeah, and I think that
maybe not them as people, but the town.
It's so weird, like their relationship is influenced by being there.
Yes.
And she even says at the end, she says something at the end about like when they're on the boat and they're leaving the town, she's like, oh, the secrets we're bringing home. Like what? They spent so much time talking to each other.
Yeah.
They like saw a couple things.
Right.
They saw the jousting. They literally walked through the town dance scene. Yeah. It's like, are you like when I was watching the town dancing, I'm like, oh my god, look at this shit! Like, holy crap! Like, it's so chaotic and crazy, and everybody's packed in there. And I fucking love that scene so much. It's amazing, and it's like this is exactly what I would want if I was visiting places. And they literally just walk through it. It's like what?
Our lovers, all they care about is their intellectual discussion.
Yeah, they did not really engage that much with the town while they were there because they were talking too goddamn much.
They might be one of my least favorite cinematic couples. I'm trying to think of a central couple in a thing that I liked less.
Yeah.
These people...
They're unlikable.
They're unlikable, they're boring, and they don't have any characteristics.
I did get the impression that she was much more
she's
cerebral and
posh
he
and cerebral.
he feels things. Like he says at some point to her, "You devour with closed eyes. You have ideas. I don't."
Yeah, right.
Which and like her saying like you only talk about happiness. It reminded me very much of like Pierrot Le Fou, where
you're motioning. I thought you were about to say me.
Oh well, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, sorry.
I did write something about that now.
Okay.
But like Marianne versus Ferdinand,
Yeah.
like she says like
Right.
you speak to me in words and I look at
Yes.
you with feelings.
Why do I like that couple so much more? They're pretty boring in a lot of ways.
She's got stuff like she's like trying to. Like,
They're doing more stuff.
she's like trying to rope him into his scheme.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. They're stealing cars and killing people.
But yeah, they're just going on and on about whether or not to stay together. And they decide like they will in the end because they're just too intertwined, too entangled. Their binds between each other are too strong that they just could not possibly live apart.
We've just had such a long conversation that I can't help but continue to be married.
There's like another couple from the fishing village that like says about them, they talk too much to be happy.
Yes.
I love that line. Like
I
they
do
talk
too.
too much about happy. And when I heard that, I was like, is that us?
Is
that
us?
you and me?
No.
Do you like? We talk a lot. Like,
I don't think
for
we do.
hours and hours. But like, I
Maybe much.
don't know that like those like hours and hours long conversations are always like doing us good.
I know that you don't. I'm very aware that you don't.
No, it's just like I cherish that. But like, you don't see the similarities between that
I do.
couple and
No,
us?
sure I do. Sure.
Like they still seem like a great couple.
Yeah. No, I know. I think that we are more similar than they are, and we're having slightly more productive conversations, perhaps sometimes than they are.
I think we get into the weeds just as much as they do.
We do. You're right. No, it is very real in that way of like these conversations that you get where you're like, what are we talking about? Like you're with your couple, where you're with your partner, and it's just like, how did this start? Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about? Except it's in a movie, and you're watching it, and you're supposed to be compelled by it. There was one moment, it's so artsy how they get revealed from behind, and everyone's talking. You know, remember how?
Oh, I love that.
I loved it too. It was cool. Like how it starts following them from behind, and then they get.
Well, specifically starts following the guy from behind. And then she joins and they show her a little bit. But I feel like they were building up him. And then I thought it was like, I actually really liked this part where like finally they show his face. But right before they show his face, they do a really close up of her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, who's the guy? And boom, there's a girl here too. She's
Yeah.
important. Like I felt like it was subverting the like, oh, who is that mystery man? thing.
That's true. That's a good call. With a shot my favorite shot though in the movie was there's this shot of them on the bed, and Varda just somehow gets the woman to look like a fucking demon. Like all of a sudden, like with lighting. No,
I don't remember this.
No, with lighting, or she does something where like she comes into play and she just looks so evil. And I wrote like demonic, and then a second later he's like, "You have stolen my soul." Like so I know it was intentional, and I was like, "Damn, Varda, that was good." Like how did you? I don't know if it could be accidental, but it felt very intentional.
Maybe it was like accidental and then
She added it in post.
I don't know, and then maybe they were like roll with it.
Yeah,
you know?
right,
like,
right.
I'm so impressed, like knowing that she had never watched movies before this, and like just the opening shot, where it's a close up of wood, but it looks like sand, and then it pans, and then it goes through this alleyway with laundry. She loves laundry, clearly, like laundry hanging up outside, but like it's just traveling through it, and it looks so freaking cool,
gorgeous opening shot,
and it's so cinematic, and then like they go into this house of this family, and they're going through these rooms, and the camera feels like an intruder, because it's spying in on them. Then there's like the health inspector who's spying.
That's a good call.
It was like, you know, just like the health inspector intruder type thing, but then also like the stuff with the sound, like as they're going through the rooms in the house, like as the camera's going through, like the sound, you'll hear it in one room and then it'll cut out as soon as you leave that room, and you hear new sounds, and it reminded me of like Blue Angel, like how it plays with the sound.
She specifically didn't have the sound changed as people changed position within the frame. The sound remains at the same volume of the conversation the further away they get, as opposed to fading out. So it feels more intimate and more like a voiceover most of the time.
It was kind of like alt-minute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, right? It's kind of a prototypical version of that.
Yeah.
Without any overlapping. Very much just one person says a thing and another person says a thing, and then,
It's just like amazing that she did all this without having seen a movie before, and maybe like more
invented
people,
her own style.
Like maybe more people should be approaching film that way. As like,
well, I think that's probably one of the main things, honestly, that prevents people from getting into film now. It's just like how much stuff there is out there, and if you love film, you're going to be able to see a lot of stuff. And I think that can be disenchanting or disheartening about your own abilities to do things sometimes.
And also, like, it kind of...
Or it's like it's all been done.
Or you just always think about film being made in a specific way.
Right, or like, I've got to make it like this movie. Like, I've got to make it like this movie that I love.
Like, yeah.
This thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, the more you're familiar with, like, the way it's always been done, it's, like, hard to imagine other ways.
Totally.
But yeah, also being intimidated.
Tarantino is an example of somebody who's seen a million movies, and it's just like, well, I'll just put all of those things in my movie. All the things that I saw. But it's like, maybe other people wouldn't be as confident doing that. Or, like, they would do it and it would be actually cliche and not as cool.
I mean, he does it in a way that is genuinely cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, right. I mean, he takes the shining thing in the briefcase and gives it a completely different connotation than it originally had.
Yeah. It's honestly, the movie, there are some really amazing things. Very cool.
I didn't love it.
I'm really happy that I watched it, but it was
boring.
At
Easily
parts.
my least favorite Varda that I've seen.
It makes sense as a first
It was a first fucking movie.
Yeah, there were so many things, like, them walking, like, seeing the village. It was really cool seeing the village, but maybe too many shots of the village.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would recommend this movie to anybody.
Yeah.
There's so many movies I would recommend that people would not... That would be such a slog for them to see.
Yeah.
This is too much.
If you're, like, a huge film buff...
Yeah.
Then you would love
Maybe.
it. I think, like, for the... Okay, there is a fucking Persona shot.
Yeah, I know. 10 years before.
10 years before that.
I know.
That famous shot where one person's looking to the side and one person's looking straight ahead and they're
know it.
overlapping.
You know it
like,
well.
I saw that. I was like, oh my god, she did that first.
I know. No,
holy
it's...
shit.
I know, right.
And then she has her, like... she has the woman, like, looking at the camera and talking about love, ends up breaking the fourth wall, and then she turns to the side and keeps talking and walks away. And it's just like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's cool. Look, Varda made a lot of fucking movies.
Yeah.
Had a long career with a really long tail,
Yeah.
a lot of different phases.
Yeah.
Like, really went into different styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that it makes sense that this movie's not so great.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a Godard or a Truffaut or somebody who's got, like, their story, who's got their story to come out first off, and it's, this is what I have to say, and it's like right here. She was a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Like, she just needed different subjects and different things to be sicked on.
But look,
this wasn't her burning story.
No.
Like, I don't think this was what's deep inside her the way that a movie like... What's the movie about the two women, their friendship and the abortion and stuff like that?
Yeah, what is
so
the name
clear?
of that one?
That's so
like
clearly
something about the voice, or
Right.
one sings, the other doesn't.
Yeah,
or
so clearly coming from her,
Yeah.
from a thing,
Yeah.
Vagabond
Yeah.
2 or whatever.
Okay, yeah, it's her first film, so maybe don't see it. But at the same time, she started making this film in 1954, which is the same time that Godard was making his first film.
Yeah.
His first film was a documentary about a dam. It's considered like very like a conventional documentary, but she started experimental like right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool.
Absolutely.
Like, so I don't know. I think if you're really into like French New Wave,
Yes.
watch this just to see the origins of French New Wave, and maybe see Cleo from 5 to 7 if you're only going to see one Varda.
Look,
but like,
if you love Italian neorealism, see this movie.
okay, the Italian neorealism aspects are the villagers, and then it's intercut with the couple, and the couple are shot very like experimental, and I think that's cool. Being like, she is from Paris, so it's like she's modern, so they're the more experimental modern aspects of the film.
True.
And then
That's interesting.
woven on top of like the documentary style Fisher.
That's good.
Isn't
That's
that cool?
a good call.
Yeah. And like they even like only use the weird whimsical music when they're showing the couple having their long, complicated discussion. So it's clearly
And I guess
like
the only
very
time where
structurally separated.
The only time where they're integrated in the town is the jousting.
I mean, they like stay at the one person's house. But yeah, no, I agree. The only time they're really engaging with
The larger community.
Yeah. You know what I could have used more of? The Raphael story subplot.
The guy from the prison?
Yeah, he
Go to
like he was
jail?
trying to like marry that teenage girl.
Yeah, I want to know that.
Teenage relationship.
Yeah,
where
but he earned the honor to court her through jousting.
Through water jousting. Yeah. The only two actual actors were the married couple, and everybody else were non-professional actors.
That dude did have he had the real body of a water jouster.
He was cute.
He was cute.
I think like he could have been a star.
Yeah, in the circus.
Wait, can we talk about the actors?
Sure. Yes. I would love to talk about the actors.
Are you familiar with them? Did you read anything about them?
I read a little bit about her.
She's fucking cool.
She is
shit.
She is fascinating. No, she is a badass, I have to say.
She's a war hero.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't read about this.
What? You didn't read about this?
I read about all of her. She's an acclaimed actor. Like, she's like she especially stage.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about this one thing really quick?
Yeah.
So her name is Sylvia Montfort. And so she's like one of the most acclaimed performers of the play Phaedra, which I don't really know very well. And so they did a study by the CNRS about the great tragediens who have incarnated the character Phaedra in the 20th century was published in Pour la Science, the French version of Scientific American. The study analyzed the relationship between the pauses and the versified text as well as the fluctuations in delivery and demonstrated that Sylvia Montfort made the most important use of them. 92% of pauses and 3.8 syllables a minute in relation to other tragic actresses such as Bernhardt, Marie Belle, Nada Strunkar, and Natasha Amal. This characteristic of her acting contributed to give Sylvia Montfort's interpretation an exceptional quality of psychological depth and emotion.
Oh my god, this is why
Thank you, science.
Yeah, this is why artists
Like,
hate scientists.
I know.
I just want to say, as a scientist,
Yeah.
I do not approve.
Yeah, I wonder if they could replicate that study, maybe.
Yeah, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No, she's like, as an artist,
Yeah.
super cool. Yeah, like big theater person. She was also in a couple other films before this. She was in a film by Bresson and a film by Cocteau. Like, that's badass.
She was in a film at Cocktail? What film?
I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I can look it up.
We've seen 2.
We've seen.
He made like 4 movies, right? Or 5?
I feel like he made a lot of like small stuff.
Yeah,
though.
maybe.
So maybe like.
Maybe she was on like.
But yeah, we've seen Orphée and Le Belle.
Le Belle.
I love Cocteau.
Me
So
too.
beautiful.
He's so good.
Let's see. Okay, the Cocteau movie she was in was The Eagle with Two Heads, which I have not heard of. She like then established the first circus and mime school in France. I think that's cool. I like circus
How
shit.
could that be the first circus? I feel like mime is French.
I don't know. I just read this on Wikipedia.
Was it just
so
like...
it's got to be true.
Was it just like a informally like oral tradition?
Maybe,
Like there wasn't like a formal pedagogy
formal
before
school,
she
yeah.
before she did?
But like, I mean, you think of that as like, yeah, very French.
Yeah.
But maybe she started that shit.
Whoa, she's responsible.
Yeah. Thank you, Sylvia Montfort.
We love mimes.
I like mimes.
You like mimes.
Who's that guy in the Jonathan
Bill
Demme?
Bill Irwin?
Bill Irwin.
Yeah, he's a mime.
Great mime.
He's a great mime.
I like mimes. I love them. I love them. I fucking love mimes.
Why don't you be a mime?
I respect
You
it too
could be
much.
a mime.
No, I respect it too much that I know that like I'm not talented enough for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So her theater is still around in Paris.
Yeah, and there's like a prize developed that's given out to a young actress every 2 years
Oh,
in her name.
that's cool.
And there was like another thing where like she like got very into lobbying French theater to stop being just about classical works.
Yeah.
Like she was very into like having modern works interspersed with classical rap.
Yeah, and she, like, because of all this, she was named an Officer of Arts and Letters in 1979 and then a Commander of Arts and Letters in 1983.
Oh man, I wish she was just like walking around in like military regalia and stuff like that.
No, but, okay,
Just, like with
let's
a riding crop and just being like, no, you go downstage.
I want to get back to the war hero thing.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
she's
right.
those things, but she also was named a Knight of the Legion of Honor, which
Wow.
is apparently the highest French order of merit. So she got her baccalaureate in like at the age of 14 with special permissions. I don't know enough about French education to know like just how impressive that is.
The baccalaureate
But, like,
is incredibly difficult.
And isn't
to
it like
get it done at 14?
college level? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just that was like the single line in the wiki, and I'm like, I just want to know more about like, is she just a fucking genius? Like
Seemingly.
yeah. So that was when she was 14. When she was 16. She met this dude who was involved with the French Resistance.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, heavy on in
Yeah.
that. So she, like, participated in the liberation of, I mean, I can't say the names of these places because I'm bad at French, but, Nogent-le-Rotrou or Chartres. Anyways, she, like, in 1944.
She was in the French Resistance.
She was in the French Resistance.
Yeah, that's
And,
amazing.
yeah, like, and so that was 1944, I don't know how
As
old
a
she was.
teenager.
Yeah, like, she was like a teen, yeah. Like in her early 20s or something
Because
like
that's
that.
10 years before this movie. And she looks pretty young.
Yeah. And so that's what she got her, she's Knight of the Legion of Honor.
Yeah. Now, is the
And
guy
that's fucking
interesting?
cool.
Is the lead actor
the lead
any
actor.
kind of interesting? I didn't do any research on him.
He was in Cinema Paradiso.
I've seen that film in high school in my film class.
Let's see. His name is Philippe Noiret.
Uh-huh.
He is in a lot of French films.
Yeah.
But he's like usually plays the everyman kind of thing.
Dude looks like a French everyman.
Yeah.
Dude's got the French look.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
if it's
does.
just the striped shirt they put him in.
He was like, I was
But-
like, she looks very attractive, but like striking
Yeah.
and very specific. And he, looks like one of those guys you'd be like, oh, how'd that guy get that girl? You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's just kind of like very normal.
Which they say in this movie.
Yeah, they did. They explicitly mentioned it.
And you, I guess, are like, I don't get how he got the girl. I don't know.
Not really.
I feel like it makes
when
sense.
they're talking with each other, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly have a connection and they can talk. And
I don't think she's so out of his league. Anyways.
I mean, she's
maybe
like,
intellectually,
she looks
but
striking.
right, she is striking.
I don't think, and like I,
And she is beautiful. She is beautiful, but there's a certain degree of just like she is this sophisticated type of beautiful person compared to what they're used to seeing in this town.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
But no, I mean he's definitely not as interesting as her, but he is one of the most familiar faces in French cinema. Apparently, like that guy. He was in a couple controversial roles, so he didn't shy away from that. But not as cool as her. She, like fucking war hero.
How could you be as cool as her? I could see her and Varda getting along.
Exactly. As I was reading about this, first of all, I felt so inspired watching the Varda by Agnès documentary.
Yeah, right.
I was like, Varda's so cool.
Yeah.
And then like reading about this actress, I'm like, she's cool.
Yeah.
Like all these badass women.
Yeah.
She's fucking doing shit.
It's true.
I was super inspired.
I can't deny it. Normally, I'd try my best to shit on all these accomplished women, but I can't. Even I can't. No, it is inspiring.
Yeah.
Varda is a truly inspiring figure.
No, it's like
She gave us so much.
Yeah, like
And seemed to have a fucking ball doing it.
Her art exhibits, there were multimedia and stuff. Like often, like those kinds of exhibits, I'm like, oh, this is a little stupid. And I would say they're not as good as the photographs or
Yeah,
films.
I mean, I would say that those art exhibits are not quite as good as the films. I don't know if
But they're
she's
so
an
good.
unknown person getting those exhibits put on.
No, she would though, because they're like.
Maybe.
I think she still would.
Maybe.
It was kind of interesting that I'm just now thinking about the Square coming out around the same time when her films, because the Square is all making fun of that kind of thing.
Yes.
But no, I thought that some of her like art exhibits
I think that a big wall of plastic beach toys is enhanced by knowing that Agnès Varda put them there.
Okay, sure, but
I think that is certainly helping you appreciate that a little bit more than you would.
I thought it was kind of cool, like the house made of the old film stock.
Yeah, it was cool.
And like if you look in closely, you can see the faces of the people.
You can watch the movie if you scroll down, scroll up and down.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is.
And then I like the triptych stuff. I'm a big fan of triptych.
I am too. Her art is good.
Yeah,
I don't mean to say that her art is bad, but yes, I do think that she is a better filmmaker than a installation art installation maker.
I'd agree.
Look, we're giving her a lot of compliments, okay? We got to be a little more even-handed, I think. I didn't love this movie, but I loved talking about Varda. She's a figure who gets a lot of respect, but not really as much as she should.
She's the only female director in French New Wave. And, like, one of the few female directors that have critical success.
Absolutely.
Like, of all time. Wait, maybe we should mention the effect all of this has on New Hollywood? Because this is a New Hollywood podcast?
Yeah.
I feel like this is squarely in that European experimental realm, even though probably not a lot of people had seen this movie.
Yeah.
But, like, this, like, started off the whole experimental...
I see this as less influential in New Hollywood as stuff like the Cahiers du Cinéma shit.
I don't know. I don't really. I think like that. This seems very like artistic.
No, I know. I think that it's more artistic than New Hollywood.
But I think New Hollywood was inspired by the super artsy experimental stuff. But then like when they do their own version of it, they decrease the weirdness. But I think like this is definitely the type of vibe that New Hollywood directors found inspiring.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I see Varda as influencing, again, like, more of that later period. I see her as more of the proto-indie director in so many ways. I don't know. There is a grittiness to a lot of New Hollywood stuff, and she's very into grit.
Scorsese calls her one of, like, cinema's gods.
Well, yeah, I mean... No, he would know. Like, yeah.
She's considered the grandmother of French New Wave.
Yeah.
So I think by definition, that means that her stuff was very influential on New Hollywood. But because at the very least, how it influenced other French New Wave stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe not this movie in particular, because probably not a lot of people have seen it. I feel like one of the things with New Hollywood is they were like, oh, young people like watching experimental shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So this does definitely feel like a movie that only young people would like.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that made certain things cool.
Yeah. Maybe its legacy within French New Wave is more influential than the film itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this movie's on, like, very few, like, big lists, right?
Of, like, great movies.
Great movies lists. Like, not a lot of people I think are... There's so much Varda. Like, I think there's so much that he would send people to.
Yeah. I think, though, a lot of, like, people who are really into film like watching obscure gems.
And, again, the firstness of this.
Yeah.
You know, that is what made us want to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, if we hadn't seen Cleo from 5 to 7, maybe we would have done that one, but, like...
I am happy we did this one.
Me too, yeah.
I think, you know, it's not like there's a glut of film podcasts talking about Cleo from 5 to 7, but I'm sure
talked about a lot.
I'm sure more than this
Yeah.
movie. So, we've exposed the truth about a movie that we think is okay. Finally, we're going to tell people about this movie that they should maybe see if they really want to, but probably shouldn't.
But there's so many elements about it that are, like, really cool and just, like, definitely, like, a forerunner of things to come.
And tons of brilliant technique on display.
Yeah. And just I think, like, seeing, like, a director's first film, you get insight into things that push them.
I do love that. Like, with Lin-Manuel Miranda, like, I'm a huge musicals fan, and, like, I was not a big In the Heights person. Like, I'd seen it, and I was like, this is pretty good. But then when Hamilton comes out, it just casts In the Heights in such a different light, where you have to go back and you're like, no, I clearly missed some stuff.
Yeah,
I
like
want
to know. To get at this.
I want it, exactly. Yeah. Like, I want to see what digs in. And I do love that when a director's later work makes their early experimental things more worthy of consideration.
Okay, so I think we've given y'all hopefully an okay primer to French New Wave.
Yeah.
With the Cahiers du Cinéma and then the Left Bank.
Right, so all we got left, right, before we get really into New Hollywood, is Japanese New Wave?
Yes, that's correct.
That's it?
That's correct.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah, and I have to say, the reason we're including Japanese New Wave is, like, when I was reading a bunch about the influences, everybody was like, French New Wave and Japanese New Wave.
Japanese New Wave seems a lot more like New Hollywood to me.
I'm interested in finding out. I feel I have not engaged with it.
Well, Japanese New Wave has so much more to do with, like, showing more violence. I think in things.
Oh, you're right.
Like, it's really, you know, you can see Peck and Paw and so much, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into it next week.
Yes.
Do we know what movie we're talking about?
No. We were considering Women in the Dunes.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to talk about Seppuku, but you don't love that movie.
I haven't even finished it yet, it's just because, like, it's gross.
It's gross, yeah.
It's a lot of blood.
I love it so much. It's such a fucking great movie. Anyways,
but I should finish it before we do the podcast.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Something good, though.
Yeah.
Japanese New Wave's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun concept in general, the way that they just willed it into being. It was not an organic movement. We'll get into this more.
We'll get into
it.
Yeah.
And it's fun, splashy movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Listen to that episode.
Yes.
And watch whatever that movie is. Don't necessarily watch this movie. Watch the next one, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Check us out on social media. Thank you to The Illuminator for our artwork. And remember, guys, we're a new podcast, so if you could leave a comment or just a like, that would really help us out. Thank you. Bye.
Marlon Brando.